So first, can you just tell us what you're hoping to sort of bring to the table today?
Well, I mean, look, a lot of people got a big campaign ahead of them. They got a lot of hard work, so I'm hoping to, first of all, to have a good time, but put a great setting. And secondly, to get people fired up for the task at hand. We got to be at Maine, you know, we got a stretch coming up here to 29 November, and these are the people that got to go out and do the work. So we want to get them charged up here.
You got a lot of places you can go to help the party out across the country. Why Maine?
Well, first of all, maybe if you're from Louisiana, have you noticed it's a pretty nice place? It's something to be. And I think, you know, I've kept up what's going on here, and I think that being what they have in the governor's office is a tragedy, and I think that has to be corrected. Kind of an odd set of circumstances that this guy got in, and to the extent that we can correct that, I'm glad to help.
What are your thoughts about our governor, since obviously you have some since what you just said?
Well, what I'm going to say today is, I'll give him, he is a man of an ideology. And every morning that he gets up, he thinks, what can I do to advance my ideology? All right? And the difference is Congressman Michaud gets every morning and says, what are we going to do to help people? What am I going to do to advance the state? He doesn't, his entire, everything that I know about him is the most important thing in the world to him is an ideology. And that's his master. Now, the fact that it is not my ideology, and then I also, I find him to be somewhat of a coward. It's always somebody else's fault. If you say, well, our economic growth in Harville, yeah, but it's the liberals, or it's the people on welfare, or it's the press. Well, guess what? Every state in the country has liberals, every state in the country has press, every state in the country has people on welfare. But it's never his fault. And so I think it's yeah, I don't like him very much, to tell you the truth. He's just not my kind of guy. I don't think he's a guy that takes responsibility at all. I think all he goes through is blame other people.
You have quite a reputation as a campaign strategist. What do you think Congressman Michaud should be doing to win this race?
I think he should tell people that, do you want a governor that gets up every morning and says, what can I do to advance my narrow ideology? Or do you want a governor that gets up every morning and says, what can I do to advance the future of the people of this state? I think that's the difference. I think that's what it is. One cares about the people of Maine, one cares about the Tea Party. And I'll give it, he doesn't try to hide it. He doesn't, that's what he is, and that's what he does every day. And you know, it's kind of, there was this wonderful story in the paper this morning I'll probably talk about, where his chief of staff or somebody in his office said that Michaud didn't do anything on the veterans bill. And then, of course, I found out it was in negotiations all night. And he said, well, he didn't send out a press release. So if you didn't send a press release, you obviously didn't do anything. If you veto a bill and you send out a press release, then you've done something. If you work all night getting a compromise on a veterans bill that helps millions of veterans, that doesn't count because you didn't send out a press release. I mean, it's weird. It's like, and I think they actually think that. I think there's a lot of truth to that. That it's, you know, it's. But I will give him credit. He does faithfully serve that ideology.
How close do you think this race is?
You know, I don't know. I haven't seen polling. I'm told it's like 42, 38, 14, but I'll go. That's just, but you know, seems to be like the consensus or whatever.
Is that part of the reason why you're here?
Well, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. But I mean, part of the reason I'm here is because it's a nice place to be. A lot of nice people here, and I don't think these are good people. I don't think they deserve what they got. But to the extent I can help them change, I'm going to do that.
And at what point did you decide that you wanted to come to this event?
Well, I had people called me, and there's also a friend of mine, and Louisiana that does some consulting from like Mail for the Party and in Ed, and you know, I was actually going to be up in this part of the world anyway, so it just made sense, and I like it here. So I'm glad I came.
And do you find that this governor's race in particular is typical of the politics going across the country?
No, this is not typical. He's not typical. He's way out there. He's not typical at all. And how he got there was not typical. But there's nothing. No, this is. Let me say something nice. This guy is not a typical. Nothing typical about it.
And do you think this governor's race being run differently than it was last time when he got elected?
You know, I wasn't here last time.
Okay.
So yes, that's not my. And I've only been here, you know, short period of time.
Are there other national races that you're paying close attention to?
A lot of them. Hell yeah, a bunch. Start with Louisiana. I've been Kentucky twice. I've talked everywhere. Georgia. You name it.
Well, where do you fit this one in? So you just top three targets, Democrats, everybody else?
Well, I mean, look, this is a big governor's race. And I mean, it's given the nature of the race. It's a big, you know, I don't know, start like ranking races like ranking children. I mean, you don't get into that. You don't start ranking nieces and nephews. Hey, who's your favorite nephew? Oh, you know, what's about his mother mad at me?
You might like some more than others.
You might, but you probably just say that he's a big one, and we'll let it go at that. A big one. Yeah, and I think this guy, like I say, I find him to be particularly odious.
Thank you.
Great. Thanks very much.
Thank you.